The world is a global village.
And that's because information travels beyond boundaries.
And on This Morning on ITV,
we guarantee unbiased analysis on topical issues
that will educate you,
entertain you.
So join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Every Sunday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your ultimate news and current affairs program on television, This Morning on ITV, TMR. Join us.
Strengthening security and policing in Edo happens to be the very crux of what we'll be discussing in the next 20 to 30 minutes right now. And discussing this vital topic with me, I have a constitutional lawyer and notary public of Nigeria at my extreme left. And he's no one but Barrister Adams Aliyu. Many thanks for coming.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much.
And of course, I have a security expert who will also be helping to analyze and proffer solutions to the problems we have security-wise. And it's no one else but SP Saturday Okao. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
Well, like I did say, that it's an upward trajectory, the crime rate in the country. And since we've had a challenge of the MD of Ogbazu Natural Park kidnapped, Andy Hanire, and of course the music icon Osaimori Joseph, we are yet to see developing stories on them being rescued. And now it appears, Adam Saliu, it appears that because it's a fundamental human right to have right to life. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct.
You are a custodian of the law. And it is also paramount that the government ensures this right is given to its citizenry, enjoyed by the citizenry. Is that correct?
Yes, very well.
Now, if we look at this in this light, can we categorically say that the government has failed in this direction?
Well, constitutionally, Chapter 2, Section 14, says that the primary purpose of governments is the welfare and security of the people. So be that as it may be, it will be premature and hasty to conclude that the government has failed in its constitutional requirements because of the present giving. Little wonder yesterday, we saw or were told that some Edo origins in Abuja, they stormed the National Assembly, they stormed the police headquarters, calling for the immediate transfer of the police commissioner here, Aliru Gwandu. Well, I don't share that school of thought, because transfer of police is not a punitive measure or vendetta. Routinely, the Police Service Commission transfers commissioners of police. I remember in 2016, there were 2 transfers of several commissioners of police before Gwandu came in. So, as it is, the police is working with intelligence. They cannot advertise their modus operandi, what steps they are taking. They even assured us that the situation is under control. Because for about 10 days, we didn't hear anything about Andy Hanire, the chief executive of Ogbazu. But now we have had something. They want 350 million. They think that because people come to Ogbazu to pay to see the wild animals, and that Hanire is from an illustrious, wealthy family, they can bring 350 million to them. As for musicians, Mori, they are taking that they have been playing music for a long time. 200 million is to be covered by him. But these are negotiables. The only thing I'm afraid of is that there was a time Bayo Ade, a younger musician than Samori, was equally kidnapped. The kidnappers asked for ransom. They were given the ransom, only for the kidnappees' corpse to be found. So let us hope that it is the money they want. The family is going round. All other hands are on deck. They will meet their demand and set them free. And the police is not obliged to be telling us the day-to-day operation or progress they are making for security and intelligence reasons.
Okay, thank you. Definitely, you really took the word out of my mouth when you spoke about transfer. But we'll get there.
The job of the police service commission.
We'll get there because
Okay.
I really would treat that.
Okay.
But let's quickly look at this SP Okao retired. Let's look at the aspect where we seem not to be developing. Let's take a comparative analysis with that of the developed nations, for instance, like America, UK. Their laws work. A situation where you step into your car with your kids, and then you leave your kids in the car for just a few minutes, you'll be arrested. The police is always everywhere. If there is any issue about a security breach, you see the policeman everywhere, even at your doorpost, ringing your bell. But yeah, the otherwise seems the case. Can we say that we don't have enough laws to regulate this, or is it a problem of the police?
Thank you very much, Phillips. I think let me anchor my response to your word. You use the word comparative analysis. You see, the problem we are passing through Nigeria today is far more than keeping children in the car, leaving them there.
Okay.
Let me borrow the first advancement of my father here. He said something that is very germane. You see, I want to anchor my argument here too.
Okay.
On, first and foremost, I cannot continue with this syndrome. When the man says, I cannot continue with this syndrome, he can do anything to get out of that situation. This is occasioned by insensitivity of the government to the plight of the common people. There are those who are up there. They see downtrodden as nobody. There is this, I must get there too, to be like them.
Yes.
They can do everything outside the norms to get what they want. If you've taken a time to ask some of these guys, say, why are you into this crime? Some ordinarily don't want to be. Take, for instance, somebody, maybe two persons went to University of Benin here, read the same course, came at the same time. Maybe one had a better grade. Because it's not properly positioned, it's not from a wealthy family, it's left out without a job. The man who has a lesser grade is given a bigger opportunity, a bigger responsibility. That alone can spell, anger. When we were talking to the man, the doctor, he was talking about the word frustration.
Yes.
When a man is frustrated, he can do anything. Okay? It takes the grace of God for a mature, a God-fearing mind to say, let me marry myself. And again, let me tell you one thing, my brother. Contentment is relative. It's a thing that separates a poor man and a rich man. I keep telling everybody, I used to tell my children too, if you're having all the houses in Nigeria and you're not happy, you're not content with it, you are still a poor man. You still desire to have more. But the man that has a bacha and is happy with it, it's a rich man. So the general belief of why the crime is thriving today is what you're still right now. And again, like you said,
as in lack of contentment.
Oh yes.
At the point of
citizens. And the Bible tells us.
But you also made mention. I'll come to you later.
Yes.
You also made mention of insensitivity of the government.
That's right. To the plight of the common man.
So in this light, can you categorically say that the government has failed?
If I use the word failure, I think I am blowing out of proportion.
Okay.
In the sense that there are gray areas that need to be addressed.
All right.
Okay, we talked about job opportunities. Yesterday I was watching, I think either your whatever, or maybe your sister's station, when those who are selling in, Obakanzwa, whatever now, they will be driven away. Okay. Common sense would have informed those who want to do that. Take a screw of those who are working there. Find out, there are some who are graduates there. There are some who have, vocational job they ought to be, working on. Empower them.
Being proactive.
Proactive. Yet draw this line. Ask them, you can even have how many markets in Benin here? What you need to count them. So, 10 of you, you should go to that market. Okay, we don't want to see you any longer. You don't just take them by surprise. Then a man that sells maybe a well of a 10,000 is thrown off the street, and he has a family to take care of. He has a house to go in. He has the other bills to pay. Look, they say an idle man is the devil's workshop. They say so. So it is the fact that if the government of the day decided to kind of say, let us empower these people, take a scroll of those who had a better thing to do, then put them appropriately.
Let us empower these people.
That is the language.
But there's this common language too, that
Yes.
this common phrase that resources are scarce. So the government cannot handle everything.
My brother, that's an understatement. If we say
And
resources
the
scarce.
government cannot employ everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
All over the world, yes.
Okay, let's look at the efficiency of our laws.
Okay.
Because some may say that we have laws like what you said, that there are laws that govern all of this
Sure.
before we came on board. You made mention of it behind the scene, that there are laws that govern you not being allowed to keep your children in the car or leave them at home without a home caregiver, leaving them alone. Now, these laws could also help in checkmating kidnap activities, could also check air surveillance, looking at air surveillance, for instance, to track criminals.
Sure.
Now, can we say that these laws are not efficient enough, or
Well,
they are not being enforced, and why?
The laws are not being enforced because we are not technologically advanced to enforce them. We don't have the CCT facilities with which you can monitor. In advanced countries, you don't put a child in the car unguarded. He must be on his seat, strapped at the back seat. You don't leave a child unguarded. If not, the child can call the police. They know the police number. So, but these things have to be monitored. Traffic, children, behavior, everywhere, closed circuit monitoring is still lacking. Because when people are aware that if I do this wrong, I be caught, 35% of the criminals will shy away. They are doing this incognito. They think it is done in secret. They cannot be traced. That is why people don't ordinarily do things in the overt. So we are not yet technologically advanced to implement the constitutional provisions of security-wide, because the constitution is clear that the government should provide welfare and security of its citizens when it is lacking. And the people doing it, if you remember, in the military regime, some armed robbers, when they were caught, they were taken to their birthplaces. They will invite the parents to come and sit down and watch the FRS called execution. It served as a deterrent. Many parents will call their children, so don't bring disgrace to this family and to this community, because they will not just kill them. They will bring him to his place where his parents reside and give adequate punishment. So many of these things, people who do them are doing it because they are thinking they can do it undercover. They will not be discovered. If they know that it will be advertised, their hiding faces will be revealed, they will not embark on these processes.
Okay, you said we are not technologically ready or
Yes,
advanced
those
to do this. But can't we make a deliberate effort, deliberate policies as government functionaries to make this possible? Is it impossible?
With material technology, because if you accuse me of beating the lights, I will say, where's the videotape? If you have no evidence, you know what? He who asserts must prove. And once there is doubt, benefit goes to the accused. So until the government is ready to spend money on security, technology, investigation, empower the police more, then you will not be confronted. The GSM is equally good. When you converse with people, you don't know that it's being recorded. The service provider can be called upon at any time to provide the conversation between A and B in such and such a place. So the government will buck up and have the devices to confront people.
Okay, while we still develop on that, advance on that, let's look at this, Mr. Okao.
Yeah.
The aspect of transfer in the police force, or generally. We do see that to some extent, will it be right to say that transfer within the police force, for instance, is key at checking crime?
Yes. Thank you, Phillips. Let us marry the word transfer to a deployment.
Okay.
You know, see, when you are wrongly deployed, you are not going to perform ultimately. But if your deployment is key, you start producing results. And if you are posted to a place where you cannot function effectively, there's no way you can give the results. And again, remember that you need the people to help you with information that make you perform very well. Then the people, they've lost confidence in you, and there's this hue and cry about your personality, about your capability. I think it's apt for the police authority to effect a transfer. Where if you cannot function well in Benin, for those states, for instance, it could be very useful in other states. You know, transfer has come to stay. It's an in in the police force.
And it's a good technique in checking crime.
Of course, yes, it does.
Because there's this impression that if they stay too
Let
long
me guide you.
in an environment,
Yes.
in a polity, like what Bright Adams was saying,
Yes.
the protest that some residents in Edo,
Yes.
you know, made in Abuja.
Yeah.
Looking at that, can you say that it's possible that when they stay too long in an environment, they seem to build a kind of relationship with criminals?
No, I'm not going to agree with that. We were talking about community policing. Look, it is going to the grassroots, making yourself friendly, accessible to the members of the public. That is policing, that's community policing. The trick about information gathering, you, the man up there, maybe the DPO, the DO, as the case may be, you must be down to earth. You must be accessible. You must make friends with people. That they let them have this confidence in you. Like, look, this man has been there for over years, and he has never betrayed the trust. Let us go give you information.
Including criminals?
How do you assess the criminal? How do you assess the criminal? It is when somebody is charged to court and is convicted, then you now know he's a criminal. Even at that, there are criminals today that are charged to court. They went to prison, they came out, and they are changed lives. Okay. We've used that several times. I've seen occasions where a man who was charged to court, he was sentenced to prison, he came out, he became a vital informant to the police. And we used it and we got results. Okay. You know, what I'm trying to say here, look, if you are a DPO, maybe you are in that office there, what you need to do, be accessible. Okay? Do as much as be friendly to the people. You don't know who the
okay,
is.
But this being friendly to the people,
yes, be tactful.
Hope it won't be misunderstood because, as alleged, it's been said that the policemen tend to open up, tend to collaborate with criminals by shielding them, by being their informants to protect them from being caught by the law and all that. What do you have to say in this? I
was trying to argue that because a DP will be successful. So that you know we have been evaluated at the end of the year. Every year you have your performance, you failed. Your performance will rate you. Yes. How you perform will rate you. We have the A, B to E or F, the case may be. Yeah. So a DPO that wants to get the result, you bring in people. Like I said, you must be tactful. Yes. There are those who want to come in. I've had occasion to where somebody who was commissioned as a vigilante member was actually arrested as a kidnapper. But he was presented as one of the best within the locality. But he became one of the kidnappers and he was killed. So any man that wants to succeed as a DPO or as a commissioner as a commander, like I said, you must have an open hand to receive all, but be tactful. I said there are some could just come in there to filter information from you and work with it against you.
Okay. Adams Aliyu, I want your reaction on that because we often hear as alleged that there's this kind of collaboration between the police force, security agents, for instance, and criminals.
Out of every 12, there must be Judas. So if there's one Judas in 12 persons, it cannot be ruled out. But what makes people to think that way is that robbery will happen. The police will be notified. They will just come immediately, the robbers have gone away. They have never come to the spot timely and perform on the locals. It's always that the vandals, the hoodlums, they have finished before the police arrive. So when it becomes monotonous like that, people have the tendency
to think that way.
To think that they are cooperating, that they have idea. They always wait to come at the 12th hour, not the 11th hour this time. So in that case, the police will wake up to their responsibility. They have signed for the job. They know what it entails, and police is midway, it's a hyphen joining the society with the forces. And there used to be police public relations community. That milieu can help to give them useful information. I'm talking of ordinary civilians who are friends in society, who form part of the police community relations. They should exploit that one, because these hoodlums, kidnappers, they live within the community, and people in the community know them. It is them who can volunteer information. We are equally happy now that there is reward for whistleblowing. When you blow whistle now, you are rewarded. People will be happy at that.
Okay. And now, quickly, is there any law that forbids influencing redeployment by the redeployed?
By the people, no. Ordinarily, the Police Service Commission is in charge of promotion, deployment, etc., except that of the Inspector General of Police. And in most cases, the chairman of the Police Service Commission are either DIG or even retired IG. So they are in a position to swap people. In 2016, 2 commissioners of police were deployed from Edo State at different times before Gwandu came in. So that is why I did not agree with the protesters yesterday, those EDGs that went to call for the immediate removal of Haliru Gwandu. It is not timeless. It shouldn't be now that there is all hands on deck. We have 2 important people as kidnapped victims. Policemen have been killed. Not now. Routine.
It's not just 2. We have many.
Many. Policemen were even killed.
These ones are very notable. Have notable names.
So that's
no.
We don't need to.
Before you come in, I want you to also key in this redeployment, this transfer into even those at the lower hierarchy, because we hear of some policemen being redeployed, and then they go look another way to resist that redeployment, and then it becomes cancelled.
Well,
is it possible?
I'm not aware.
Will there be a law? Will there be a law?
Because if it can be proved, there should be punitive measures.
We want to know if there is a law that forbids anyone from influencing it that way.
No, that will be corruption, and that will be like accusing a teacher of leaking examination questions. So you cannot really prove it. If there is proving evidence like that, that is obstructing the routine justice. They should be dealt with by civil service.
Okay, does such exist?
My brother, I cannot rule it out completely. I cannot rule it completely.
From experience?
Yes.
In your time?
I didn't do it. Okay. But I cannot rule it out. Okay. Because there are people who prefer to work in favored environment, favored area. Okay? I have seen occasion where somebody that was supposed to transfer to the northern states, going there to work it out, came back under a month or so, came back to say it's not be transferred to the southern states.
Well, it's miraculous.
Yes. I said, well, maybe those who deployed you decide to change their minds. Okay. That's what I cannot prove there is a backup. Like I said, I cannot be ruled out. Let me quickly say something.
Most times it can't be proven. Most times.
That's what I'm saying.
Because there could be, well, let's leave that. Let's look at the aspect where we can correct the ills in the police force.
Okay.
And we're using this police force as a case study, reaching out to other security agents. There is this aspect of the air wing that I believe exists within the police force. Am I correct?
Yeah.
How functional is it in tackling crime?
My brother, you see, if you want to talk about crime, tackling crimes, it's all encompassing, like you said. If you want to get it, like yesterday or so, this your station or our station, I had people saying those who came to attack the Obado, they came from the water.
Yes.
Okay,
so
they came via the river.
I had it.
I
don't know.
So that will also go a long way to also check waterways.
That's what I'm saying.
You see, air surveillance could tackle that.
Saying. So my brother, it's supposed to be kind of a joint thing. Operating in the air, you have the water, you have the land.
Yes.
Then you get a better result.
Okay.
But that seems not to be working.
So combined effort.
I told somebody, I think I anchored my program, my argument today on insensitivity
of the government.
That's what I said. So
okay.
How many of these flights do the air police have? How many of these reconnaissance planes do they have?
Or helicopters.
How many flights do they have?
So all this boils down to not still being properly equipped.
That's what I'm talking about. And again, I want to let you know too, my brother, you cannot have all the AKs, you cannot have all the planes, you cannot have all the boats, without the efficient men managing them.
Okay.
The last day I came, I told you the importance of training and retraining. We used to have a range here, this is the Kadalo here. That the police range, and then if you apply for the police college, you go there to go shoot. That is to kind of test your dexterity, put you perfectly.
Okay.
I don't know if police to do that again. You know, let us forget about it. If you have all the equipments and there are not people that are capable to handle them, it's as good as having just gadgets that are just there, not be used.
Okay.
You know?
Let's look at the way forward, because we made mention of the air wing of the police force, for instance. That could go a long way to track a lot of criminal activity.
To man surveillance.
So what agenda are you setting for the government of the day? Because in as much as we happen to always talk about clamping down on corrupt persons, we should also be clamping down on all of these social vices.
We
like
should
criminals.
vote more money
because
to materials, because you cannot perform wonders with empty hands. Then thereafter, the people who are given the responsibility, people who have taken policing as their career, they should be more determined. Thirdly, they should be rewarded for good job. The commissioner for police and the IG, they do that nowadays. I hear of it often. One, there is gallant proof of gallant policemen. They are elevated to their next round. This will be motivation. So we should have more materials. There should be motivation, and the government should pump money to encourage people, because these policemen are equally laying down their lives to defend the society. But the government is the omnibus father that has taken it constitutionally to ensure security and welfare of the citizens. If citizens are not insured, their welfare is not guaranteed, they will think that we are in anarchy, that anything can happen. And we are not in anarchy. There's a government in place.
Okay, in the time of the former governor, Adams Oshiomhole, to Edo State, you were a legal counsel.
I was a senior special assistant on legal matters.
On legal matters.
On legal
now,
matters.
let's look at the way in which politicians bring policemen, assign policemen to themselves. Don't you think that should also be checked? Because that tends to reduce the scarcity of policemen
I remember
that could be manning other areas.
I remember
checking crime.
The crime rate was less, and it was at the denouement, at the eve of the departure last year, that we had 2 separate commissioners of police redeployed. And as I said, that is at the discretion of the Police Service Commission. So whatever is happening now is tentative and
assigning too many policemen to politicians.
Yes, it's,
how do we check that?
They are thinking that a political office holder is important. His life is to be safe
at the expense of the citizenry.
And that is why. But there is
you see at the expense of the citizenry?
No, it's not at the expense of the generality of the public. Security was one policeman is enough. But when a convoy of policemen follow a politician, it is abuse of office, and it could be eradicated.
Abuse of office. The Constitution of the law just said that.
That's right.
Okay, your reaction as we round off from this?
I think he has spoken
on
so
what he said.
He has spoken so well. Okay. The truth, even it is not having the entire unit of the police that will give you better coverage.
Yes.
I use the word effective coverage.
Yes.
If you have 3 policemen that know what to do, they can give a good cover. Yes. If they are even so much, they start discussing things that are not relevant to security. That's the truth. It's when I see them, jump park, carry policemen up and down there. See some busy with their phones. If you have 3 that are effective, that are well trained, those like my brother have a slogan: what is best learned is best known. What is learned is best remembered. You tell them
what is best.
What is first learned is best known.
Okay.
And what is last learned is best remembered.
Okay.
Let the man that is playing, look, I am sending to you there. I don't want to lose any soul. You must give yourself coverage. Keep repeating it. Okay. I told us something that practice makes permanent. What you do every day becomes part of you. It is when you survive it becomes perfect. Tell them, I don't want to lose any of you. In occasion where I want to service, if I see my policemen maybe on patrol, I don't have anybody from the back cover, because I would have a back cover. I will pack them and put in the cell. I don't want to lose any soul. If I send my policeman bearing arm, riding on Okada machine, I will arrest them, put him in the cell, I will deploy him. So those who want to work, those that know that they came from a family, they want to lose their lives, They are the one that will take to instruction. But constantly be repeating it. If my DPO sees me riding Okada with a gun, I'm going to say, he'll be conscious of it. So the same thing, if you carry the whole unit, like I said, to go and guide a single position, it's as good as carrying bulk of people that are not going to perform. They won't perform.
Okay.
They'll share responsibilities.
All right, thank you very much, SP Okao, Saturday retired. Thank you, Adams Aliyu, Notary Public of Nigeria, constitutional lawyer. Many thanks. In the words of SP Okao, retired, what is first learned is first known, and what is last learned is best remembered.
What is best remembered is last known.
Okay, all right. So, well, we get to know more on that beautiful piece there, beautiful phrase adage over there. But let's look at how we can better our lives as a society, as a people. That's exactly what we've been talking about, to ensure that we have security beefed up in Edo State in particular, and Nigeria in general. A lot has been said. If we must have a replica of what is obtained or obtainable in the developed polity, then we must look inwards and see how we can really work sincerely. Sincerity of purpose is key, just like what has been summarized in this discussion. And we just hope that government functionaries will key into this, make it a deliberate policy, let the air wing of the security of the police force be functional, equipment be given, and retraining key. And we do all of this, the waterways being checked. You know, it's a simple way of governing, if only we have sincerity of purpose. And there's a clarion call to government of the day, cutting across the federal, the state, and the local, to ensure we kill crime, uproot it drastically, and ensure it never appears again.
This is ITV. Certainly the best.